Hello, my name is Jim, and I live in Austin, Texas, and that's the answer to the first question of a 5-question video challenge posed by YouTube user DJ Clipster for brakes. He posted a video recently asking other motorcycle riders on YouTube to answer 5 questions about motorcycles, and the first one was, where do you live? And I live in Austin, Texas. I've lived in Austin on and off since 1969. Graduated from the University of Texas, and have worked, spent 20 years in the service, and for the last 14 years after that, I've been in Austin as a software developer. How did I get into motorcycling? Well, if you go back on my YouTube account, the very first video I put up, called "The Long Way Back from Lunch," discusses this in more detail. On a bumper sticker, back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, my younger brother, who's only 10 months younger than me, bought a Honda 305 Dream. And we both rode that a lot. Our friend Dan, about the same time, bought a Suzuki 300 or 350 standard bike that I've wound up mooching off of him quite a lot. So that's where I developed my preference for what's called the standard seating position, the sit-up and bag seating position, which was real popular back in those days, not so much now. So that's how I got into motorcycling. I spent a long time without motorcycling until about almost exactly a year ago when, after talking about it for years and years, I finally went out and bought a Ninja 250, and I've ridden about 10,000 miles in the last year. It's been almost exactly a year since I bought my motorcycle, maybe a year and a week or something like that. The next question DJ asks is, what do you like about motorcycling? And I'm going to defer to an authority figure on this. I'm going to defer to Robert M. Pirsig from Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, and we'll read from the first chapter, the fourth page, and I'll quote Robert here, mostly. I'll throw in a few snide remarks of my own, though. You see things vacationing on a motorcycle in a way that is completely different from any other. In a car, you're always in a compartment, and because you're used to it, you don't realize that through the car window, everything you see is just more TV. You're a passive observer, and it's all moving by you boringly in a frame. On a cycle, the frame is gone. You're completely in contact with it all. You're in the scene, not just watching it anymore, and the sense of presence is overwhelming. That concrete whizzes by 5 inches below your foot. It's the real thing, the same stuff you walk on, and it's right there, so blurred you can't focus on it, yet you can put your foot down and touch it any time, and the whole experience is never removed from immediate consciousness. We want to make good time, but for us now, this time is measured with the emphasis on the good rather than the time, and when you make that shift in emphasis, the whole approach changes. Twisting hilly roads are long in terms of seconds, but are much more enjoyable on a cycle where you bank into the turns and don't get swung from side to side in any compartment. Roads with little traffic are more enjoyable as well as safer. Roads free of driving into billboards are better. Roads where groves and meadows and orchards and lawns come almost to the shoulder, where kids wave to you when you ride by, where people look up from their porches to see who it is, and when you stop to ask directions or information, the answer tends to be longer than you wanted rather than shorter, where people ask where you're from and how long you've been riding. That's why Robert likes motorcycles, and that's why I like them. The next question is, what is your dream bike? And that's an interesting question. Plan A for me was to ride this Ninja 250 for about a year, and then if I still liked motorcycles at that point, to upgrade. Well, it's been a year, but unfortunately in that year, the savings account that was going to pay for my new motorcycle got trashed by the stock market crash, and since I don't finance this kind of thing, I have to save a while longer before I can buy an upgraded motorcycle. I'm enjoying my Ninja a lot. It's not a huge thing, but I will get a larger bike, and I'm looking for something that was suitable to the sport touring. That's the kind of riding I like. I need something with a decent windshield at a minimum, hard luggage. I need a decent seat, a little wider for my wide butt. A low seat height is strongly preferred because I got short, stubby little legs, and I'd sure like to have ABS. I've looked at the motorcycle show. I've talked about this a lot in videos I recently posted. I looked at a Ninja 650Rs, Gixxer 650F, and Yamaha YZ6R, which are tantalizingly close to being good sport touring motorcycles, and could be very easily if they'd spend about $5 on them, and give them a better windshield. The Ninja 650R has hard bags. I think the Gixxer does too. The Yamaha should, but it doesn't. something like that would be adequate and probably a lot of fun. It's probably about what I need, really, realistically. But to specifically answer the question about dream bikes, I've narrowed it down to two: either the Yamaha FJR or the BMW F800 ST. The F800 ST has a lot of appeal to me because it has a low frame version. It's a lot like my Ninja. I can test drive it. It comes with available hard bags and a good mounting system for hard bags and for a tail bag if you want it, a tail box if you want that. You can get a decent windshield for it. The FJR is a fully fared motorcycle. You can get cruise control for it. Comes with hard bags. It can go 160 miles an hour, which is at least twice as fast as I ever like to go. In fact, the fact that motorcycle has so much power scares me a little bit. It's a little higher than I like, but it's because it's an inline 4 motor. It's narrow enough to where I think I can manage it, and you can lower it 7/8 of an inch pretty easily, and I think that would solve it. So, dream motorcycles, either a BMW F800 ST or Yamaha FJR. What's the furthest distance you've ever ridden? Well, for me, that's 1,092 miles, as shown on a certificate I'll throw up here on the screen. Because I did ride an iron butt ride last fall. I did 30 minutes of video about it. If you look in my YouTube archives, you'll find 3 videos called The Long Way to Clovis and Back, because I rode to Clovis, New Mexico and back via Fort Worth. Quite an interesting experience in self-discovery. Taught me a whole lot about what's important when motorcycle touring. Taught me that I like the long rides. Now, 1,000 miles is really long on a Ninja 250. It's not something I do every day, but it did tell me that 500 miles is fine. 500 miles a day on a Ninja 250 for me is entirely doable and not hard at all. What's the coolest place I've ever been? I haven't been to any really exotic locations, but I have been to. I have done some riding on the Texas Gulf Coast, where my wife and I have some property. And that's what I like. I like that. I don't know if that's a cool place compared to like Hawaii or the Alps or somewhere like that, but it's a very enjoyable place to ride. I like the ocean. I like the smell of the dead fish and everything. So that's about as cool as it gets. But then again, cool and Jim in Texas are two concepts that generally do not mesh together. I'm the least cool motorcycle rider in the world, and for good or bad, I really, being cool is not, I won't say it's not a priority, but it's not high on my list of priorities. How long have I been? Well, anyway, that's if the video edits out all right, you'll see some downtown Austin as we drive into Austin. I'm going to insert some pictures of those motorcycles, so my narration won't exactly match the timeline, so I'll just say look for the state capitol as I drive into Austin. DJ, thanks for posting the challenge. I always enjoy this kind of thing, and keep up the good work. And one more big hello to all, and shout out to all my virtual friends in the YouTube motorcycle community. This is Jim, and I live in Texas.